It all started with whispers. They're not like us, they don't belong here, they're not part of us. Then it turned into rules, and then these rules turned into chains. And before you know it, they turned into death sentences. This is the story of the Holocaust. A story of survival, fear, courage in the face of unimaginable evil. Here is how it started. The year was 1919. Germany was broken. The world has just ended a brutal war, and that was World War I. And Germany was on the losing side. Its economy collapsed, people lost their jobs, hunger spread like wildfire. The Treaty of Versailles harsh agreement forced upon Germany made it even worse. People were hungry, angry, frustrated, and looking for someone to blame. Then, when a man named Adolf Hitler appeared, he was a former soldier, a man with powerful voice and dangerous ideas. He told Germans that they were special, superior even. He said that their problems were caused by outsiders, especially the Jews. And many people believed him. Desperate people will believe anything if it promises them hope. By 1933, Hitler was already the leader of Germany. He wasn't just any leader, he was a dictator. His Nazi party controlled everything, the government, the police, even the newspaper, and slowly they began to change the rules. At first, it was little things. Jewish children could no longer go to the same school as others. Jewish people were fired from their jobs. Their shops were marked with Star of David, warning others to stay away from them. Then, on the 15th of September 1935, the Nazis passed the Nuremberg laws, which stripped the Jews of their citizenship. So they were no longer Germans. And then came the violence. On November 9th, 1938, everything exploded. It was called the Kristallnacht, the night of broken glasses. Nazi gangs stormed the streets, smashing Jewish homes and shops, burning synagogues, arresting 30,000 Jewish men. The world saw this, but nothing happened. No one stopped them. By 1939, Germany started World War II by invading Poland. This wasn't just about the war, it was about taking control of the people, especially the Jews. The Nazis forced Jews into ghettos, small overcrowded sections of cities, surrounded by walls. There they lived like prisoners, no food, no medicine, no escape. But this wasn't the worst part. By 1941, the Nazis made a terrible decision, what they considered as the final solution. This wasn't about controlling Jews anymore, it was about totally erasing them. So they came in the night, soldiers knocking on the doors, banging, shouting all that. Families were forced into trains, packed so tightly that they couldn't even sit down. Where are we going? People asked. Some thought they were being relocated. They were taken to places like Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor. Not prisons, but death camps. At the gates, Nazis made prisoners stand in two lines, left or right. Left, life, right, death. Children, the elderly, pregnant women were sent one way, straight to gas chambers. The rest were forced into hard labor. If they were too weak, they will unlive them. One of the most feared men was Dr. Joseph Mengele. He was called the Angel of Death. He performed cruel experiments on prisoners, especially twins. Some were injected with chemicals, others were frozen to see how long they could survive. None of them had a chance. By the time the war ended, 6 million Jews were unalived, alongside with millions of others, including Romani people, disabled individuals, and political prisoners. On January 27, 1945, something incredible happened. Soviet soldiers arrived at Auschwitz. They were shocked by what they saw. 6 starving prisoners in rags, piles of dead bodies, warehouses filled with human hair, shoes, and stolen belongings. The world finally knew the truth. The Nazi had lost the war, but the scars remained. Survivors have told these stories so that the world will know the truth, and so that we will never forget. And that is exactly the reason every 27th of January is marked as Holocaust Remembrance Day. So we remember the lives lost and ensure that history never repeats itself. It doesn't always repeat itself in gas chambers or chains or ghettos, but in hatred. So if we don't remember, who will?